The rise of BF5. I'm gonna give you a brief history of Battlefield. Battlefield Bad Company 2, a great sequel, introduced a lot of people to the series and destruction. Battlefield 3, probably the best Battlefield. A lot of good maps, good gameplay, good destruction, good everything basically. Battlefield 4. Ugh. Battlefield 4 launch was fucking terrible. Look at all these freaking glitches. There's glitches everywhere. Everyone in the campaign, multiplayer, everywhere glitches. Still my second favorite Battlefield game after all the glitches. DICE. What the fuck? Literally. What the fuck? I don't even know. This game, come on. There's barely any destruction. There's just, the maps aren't super great. Everything about this game sucks. But the campaign was kind of fun. The story's kind of poop, but it was kind of fun. Battlefield 1. Overall, Battlefield 1 was a return to form. A lot of, just by the trailer alone, literally just watch the trailer on your own. It's great, and it basically, this actually represents the game overall, and the game was a lot of fun, stuff like that. This game at launch, fucking terrible. Fuck you, DICE. I'm sorry. Why was the trailer so scripted? It didn't even represent. I didn't mind too much, but people. No map was a battle royale. Females being in a freaking prosthetic arm in World War II. Like the title of the video says, this isn't the fall of Battlefield 5. This is just the rise of Battlefield 5. This is how Battlefield rose from the grave instead of how it went in the grave. December 3rd, 2018 include two main big things in Battlefield 5. A new map and a campaign called The Last Tiger, which I'm going to focus on really quick. This is a synopsis of The Last Tiger. The Last Tiger is only 1 hour long, by the way. Well, a little less, like 50 minutes. But I really wish they could have made it into an entire, literally like 4.5 hour to 5 hour campaign, and I would be really, really happy if they did. But it's about the U.S. Army pushes through the borders of Germany, and the Germany lines are in disarray, units are broken, separated, and poorly supplied. And in this story, you're with the German crew, Tiger number 237, okay? And it, basically you're fighting for the borders of your fatherland, or Germany. And also, it's told in the native language of the crew, German. And this campaign it's really good. It's probably my favorite one out of all of them, which isn't really hard to beat because they're not that great in this game compared to Battlefield 1 and stuff, but this one was honestly pretty good. Characters are pretty, they're actually likable. They feel more realistic instead of just plot devices and stuff, you know. Good job, DICE. The second major thing with the update is a map called Panzerstorm. I honestly, personally, just my opinion, I like the map a lot. It's open and stuff like that, but in the objectives, it's very tight quarters. And when you're sniping, since it's open, you actually have a good chance of sniping people who are raiding the objective. Another thing is that when you're in, it might be hard for the attackers, but at least it's easier for the defenders instead of the attackers just mowing through you. And I think, when you're in the town, I feel like it's really, really fun when everyone's all chaotic, hiding in buildings, and then the buildings get destroyed, and then there's no cover, and then you might lose the objective because of that. It makes you plan more smart, defensively, trying to kill the tanks, or whatever, like dynamite, RPGs, and stuff like that, those people, so then they don't destroy all your cover, and stuff like that. I like this map a lot, and that's my opinion, and that's it, bye. I wasn't a big fan of Squad Conquest. I didn't think it was bad or anything. It wasn't for me. It wasn't as open and stuff compared to the other game modes, so it wasn't for me. But they added in 3 new weapons, which is the main deal of the update. One of the guns was ZK-83, or 383, I'm sorry. It was pretty overpowered, some machine guns, stuff like that. Good gun, I like it. Inclusion, done. Yes, thank you. Another great addition, but this time it was an LMG, pretty overpowered also, and good gun. Decent weapon in the assault class, not my favorite, but it was decent. Good inclusion. This update did pretty much nothing besides bug fixes and blah blah blah. This update added combined arms, which is boring and freaking sucks butthole. I'm sorry, but it does. Nothing happened here either. This was the start of Chapter 3. No one wanted a Battle Royale. I mean, some people did, and if they did, this is not what they wanted. This was unbalanced. There's no point of vehicles because they're way too loud. This game kind of sucked, or this game mode kind of pooped, and a lot of people were giving up faith in that Battlefield or DICE wasn't listening to their fan base and stuff like that. Next update, just bug fixes, kind of lame. This update is kind of lame also. Just bugs fixes, the same thing as before. Start Chapter 4, major tweaks to everything basically. Good update, but didn't really add too much extra content besides tweaks and stuff like that. Mainly just more bug fixes and stuff, and this is where I lose my mind about I need more, just more World War II content, blah blah blah. They added in a great new map, new guns, new everything, made more tweaks and stuff. Great update, like the map, like the guns, good update, bye. Then Chapter 5 really started to get juicy. There were 2 maps, Pacific Storm and Iwo Jima. 4 new weapons, M1 Grand, Type 99, Arasaka, Type 100, and the M1919A6. Deploying across the tides of war, you'll get your hands on M3 Grease Gun, Naboo Type 28, Type 97 LMG, and M1918A2. And also there's even more chapter rewards, Jungle Carbine Type 94, Model 27 sidearms for you, and new factions, US and Japan, new battle pickups, Katana and M2 Flamethrower, new vehicles. Ready, set, M4 Sherman Tank Type 97, the LVT, and the Kami Light Amphibious Tanks, and the Dingy, I'm sorry, I don't want to type that, LCPV, MB Jeep, and Type 95 Transport Vehicle. There's also new planes, so many new planes. The M4U Closer Fighter and Bomber variants, and the Japanese Zero Fighter and Bomber variants. New reinforcements, new rocket barrage tanks, the Sherman stuff, and the Chiha basically. This update was the Mongol thing. It was like the big thing ever, and I was like, Battlefield is becoming good. It's actually becoming great, you know, maybe even better than Battlefield 1, not including all the DLCs with that game. But yeah, and this was the moment where my brain was like, yep, good job, like DICE, good job for listening to the community after like almost the past 2 chapters weren't great, but this one was good, and this was just the start of it, you know. So this was another amazing update. Update 2, Chapter 5, Number 2. Community games and rebalances all the weapons in Battlefield 5, and I thought it was good. And then it also teased in December that we're getting Wake Island, even more community games, and 4 new weapons. Bar 1918A2, Type 97 MG, blah blah, Nambu 28, and M3 Grease Gun. You might be like, oh yeah, you already said those came before. No, they teased it before, but then look what it says. Releasing in December. This is what an update should do. They tell you everything on the first update, but then they release everything over time, or just in that one update. Depends, you know, what their schedule is or whatever. But this was great. Community knew what was going to be in the future, and everyone was excited for the future because they knew what they were going to get, and this was good news for players and everyone. Okay, Chapter 6, another banger thing. I'm sorry I said that, but another big thing. Solomon Islands, Conquest, Breakthrough, Squad Conquest, Team Deathmatch, and stuff like that. New weapons, Type 11, LMG, Model 37, M2 Carbine, and stuff like that. New gadgets, Lunge Mine, which is one of the best things ever. You know, M1A1 Bazooka, and stuff like that. Vehicles, blah blah blah. You know, fixes, and then a lot of bug fixes and blah blah blah. They also added new game modes, and like I said, Wake Island for the maps, but new modes and stuff like that. New weapons, like I said, Grease Gun, AP Mine, stuff like that. It was just a step in the right direction again, basically doubling what they did in Chapter 5. Then they said, we're not doing any more updates. They basically pulled the plug on the game out of nowhere, and which is stupid. That's also what they did with Star Wars Battlefront 2. But I think what they should have done is like tease that they're gonna do that, and you know, announce it ahead of time so then people don't complain right away. And they should have said, oh yeah, we're gonna put full force on Battlefield 6, so then people don't get super rioty and angry against Battlefield 5 developers, DICE, because this was out of nowhere, surprise to me also, and I didn't like it at all, you know. But at least there was a couple of good things with the update. So after that, they added the rest of the planes, vehicles, blah blah blah, weapons, maps, everything, and there was a total of 20 maps in Battlefield 5, including the Battle Royale 20, you know, and that was just a lot of maps, and they're all free, no season pass or anything like that. This is amazing right there. But they did have one bad thing. They had a ripoff of Tom Cruise. Okay, a ripoff of Tom Cruise as one of their final things. Everyone thought it was going out with a bang like they did with all, you know, now there's like 20 maps, oh my god, now there's so many weapons. But then, bam, look at this. Ripoff version of Tom Cruise. Okay, I don't know. But that's about it, and that's the rise of Battlefield 5, I guess. And now it's actually a good game, and I think it's better than Battlefield 1 if you don't include the DLCs of Battlefield 1. That's just my opinion, and bye.